Okay, welcome, Talkin Cowboys Ball. Happy Friday.
Hey, everybody.
Yeah, glad you're here.
Yeah.
Glad you're here.
Yep.
Um,
Kick off week 2.
yeah, boy, week one.
I know that
Oh,
was quite a shocker.
as much as I loved it, I was super surprised that it was just an entire route without allowing a single
I
score.
know it was quite amazing to watch.
I could not believe it.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I figured they were going to cover, and I figured they would, score 30 points or so. I think we both had them scoring in the 30s, but 40-0,
40. Yeah.
that's the biggest, what is it, the biggest opening game score and shutout?
It's Dallas's biggest shutout in their history,
Yeah,
and it's I think our first shutout opening game since the Giants back in 1995.
oh, man.
It was a huge victory on
That,
all sides of the ball. I mean,
that was just
I feel
incredible.
like I was pretty proud of what we were doing.
Yeah, what a way to start it out.
Yeah.
I mean, unbelievable. I'm going to throw up the highlights for any of you who didn't get to see highlights or the game. I'm going to do a little recap of highlights. Um, you'll see more of the game and hear some of the sounds. You'll also be able to hear us talking if we have anything to add. But yeah, I'm going to roll right into that real quick. Okay, so this is when this was the Giants' first drive, and they yeah, and that was because our first drive kind of stalled, right? Oh, because
always the fear, the jump in between. Wanye Thomas right through the pack, and that's an easy block. And can you believe it? After it started so
that's right.
They showed up on the injury report on
Yeah,
Friday.
let's see what do we got here. Here comes the. This is the fumble. That's the sack by Micah Parsons. Oh my God! And we're going to talk more about him in a little bit. But then there's this play. That's CD, right? Really good job of getting open. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Oh, here we go. Oh, yeah, right into the arms. Real quick and easy. Take it back to the house. Oh, it's so exciting. I mean, that was against a great running back, Saquon Barkley. And to get that ball to just pop right out of his hands, what a hit. And what a good directional hit. Very impressive. So that made the score 16-0. And then they added a field goal, making it 19. Yeah, I don't get it either. Yeah, right into the arms. Yeah, and the coaches will tell you never to do that. But again, I just don't think Daniel Jones is a franchise quarterback. I don't think he'll ever be one. Well, they paid him like one. Yeah, I just don't think he's ever going to be one. Nice catch there. Oh, yeah, Pollard pops in real easy. Looks for the open gap and just boom. Yeah, and with an offensive line like the Cowboys have, you can find spots. As long as you keep your feet moving, you'll find open holes, like right behind Martin there. Here's the Giants driving, and another sack. Oh, man. Yeah, there's another great run there. How many yards did he get on the ground? Yeah. Wow. Yeah, and they didn't even because the defense was so good, they didn't even have to be out on the field near as much as what most teams.
Yeah. And watch him secure this edge and just allow There's nothing better.
Yeah, I think it was the first extra point. Yeah, it was kind of surprising. Yeah. Yeah, that's how good that defense keeps you in. And then beautiful way of separation by CD. Yeah, he's getting really good. Yeah, at getting separation from the defense. And then another great run there. The guy, he just keeps those feet moving. He's doing the things that Zeke stopped doing the last couple of years, and he's like, no, we got to keep this going. And then yeah, and that's encouraging that we're going to have a second stringer that's going to be able to come in and make plays like that. But again, that offensive line is so good that they're gonna open gaps up. Yeah. Oh, just
and of course the ball comes out, and the Cowboys
and absolutely.
Comes up with it for Dallas.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah. And then I think this was the cherry on top, right? Or yeah, right there. That was the cherry on top, and pretty much ended the game.
Yeah.
So yeah, fantastic job by the Cowboys. I want to see this all season long.
It was a thing of beauty.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I can get used to this.
I mean, I can.
And obviously, not every team is going to be mediocre like the Giants, but that effort against any of the top teams would have had a bit of a victory.
Definitely.
Kansas City, San Francisco. That same effort is going to win every game.
Yeah.
You just got to be able to keep it going all week.
Yeah.
That's the only.
Yeah, and no turnovers. I love that from Dak. Like no turnovers.
Yeah.
More of a game manager style. I like that with Dak.
Absolutely.
Keeping the ball close, like we talked about last week. The West Coast offense, just keeping everything quick.
Yeah, not putting the pressure on Dak, like taking that off. That's what he's been under too much pressure with these timing patterns that he's had to do under the Kellen Moore offense. With this offense, he's throwing to a spot as opposed to a route. And it's just he's just waiting for guys to pop open. And
it was nice to see like the balance of the offense. Because in the past it's always been pass. Even with leads, it's always been pass. Yeah. So in this game we had 30 rushes versus 25 passes.
Yeah.
I mean that's the kind of.
And that shows you we can win doing that.
Yeah, just doing that.
What we've been calling for years.
Yes.
We can win.
Just grind it down with the run game. I mean, we have talented backs. I mean, Tony Pollard's probably a top 10 back, no problem.
Absolutely.
I mean, even Rico Dowdle had 6 carries for 24 yards. That's 4 yards on top.
And what is he, third string?
He's second string.
Oh, second string.
Well, I mean, him and Deuce Vaughn
They kind of.
But Deuce Vaughn didn't do the best in this game.
He didn't get a lot of carries.
He got 6.
Yeah.
For 8 yards. So. I mean, it was his first time,
they were
real game situations.
Yeah, and they were probably
it was
down.
with Cooper Rush, I think.
Okay.
Quarterback.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean.
So yeah, this
is a promising start to hopefully a great season. For
absolutely. I mean, what a way to start the season.
Yeah.
And as far as the other teams go, so we just showed the highlights for Dallas. I don't really have any highlights for the other games.
Yeah.
That may be something I'll add in the future where I'll show at least one highlight from each game. Surprises from week 1? Is there any team?
Probably the Rams.
Yeah.
They just destroyed the Seahawks.
I mean, you can't expect a lot from the Seahawks, but that was a surprise after the way the Rams were last season.
I mean, the Seahawks were a playoff team last year, and the Rams didn't look so good.
Yeah, the Rams looked horrible last year.
This last weekend, the Rams came to play.
Oh, absolutely.
Destruction.
Absolutely. I was a little surprised. I was surprised at how one-sided that game was.
I know. After the first half,
yeah,
Seahawks couldn't move the ball at all.
Exactly. And if you're going to see anything in that game, it should have been a 17-15 where both teams have, mediocre talent and a lot of skill positions, but
I mean, besides DK.
Yeah, well,
DK and then Tyler Lockett.
But still, the Rams have that one side
without Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
Once he comes back in there, that makes those two younger receivers that the Rams have.
Maybe they address some of the problems that they dropped off last year.
Maybe they will. I mean, I'm looking forward. I mean, they have a big game. I want to see them prove it this weekend when they play the 49ers.
Oh yeah,
I want to see them prove it this weekend.
That is going to be where we see who the Rams are.
Yeah.
I was surprised at Jets Buffalo.
I was too, especially after Rodgers went down.
Yeah, I thought as soon as Rodgers was down, I thought for sure Buffalo was just going to roll. I thought it was going to be. I was giving that much credit to Rodgers.
Definitely, I agree on that.
What do we say? The odds makers give him 5 points worth of credit.
Yeah.
So that I was like, that makes sense. This is going to be a closer game, and it was a close game, but it was a close game with Zach.
Yeah,
and I don't know.
Well, it's because Josh Allen.
Yeah.
He has a turnover problem. I think he's led the league in turnovers since 2021.
Yeah.
So I mean, he does turn the ball over.
Yeah.
And the Jets defense is so good.
Yeah, they're good at creating.
They will go and get the ball,
creating takeaways.
They get after the quarterback.
And even when in bad years, they've been good at that.
Yes.
There's something about the defensive mindset in New York.
So, I mean, if Zach Wilson, kind of like Dak, if he can just be like a game manager, and with those two stud running backs, I mean, Delvin Cook didn't do as much as Breece Hall, but Breece Hall is a monster.
That catch by Garrett.
That's another player.
Concentration, ultimate concentration to come down with that.
He's one of the best. In the league right now. I mean, he's uncoverable.
Absolutely agree. Another game I was surprised about. I thought Denver was going to be on the right track. I thought that these problems were going to be addressed. To have the Raiders come in, that was in Vegas. Was that in Vegas or Denver? I can't remember. But I thought for sure Denver was going to have a major advantage in that game.
Oh, but I think it was in Denver. Yeah. But I think you picked the Raiders, didn't you?
I picked them to beat the spread. I don't know that I picked them to win.
I thought you did pick them to win. Because I picked Denver to win because I thought Sean Payton and Russell Wilson would get that thing going.
Well, here's the interesting question. Denver is hosting Washington this weekend. If they lose that game, what is Denver going to do about Russell Wilson? Okay, because here's the scenario. On day one of the 2024 season next year, if Russell Wilson is still on the, considered as on the roster on the team, they have to pay him for 2024 and 2025, and we're talking big dollar amounts. If he doesn't perform this weekend and they bring in, the coach brings in and says, you know what, Russell, you're sitting down. I'm bringing in this other guy. Will they release him?
I mean,
save that money?
I think that would be the smart thing.
It's going to be a huge cap hit in 2024 and 2025 if he's on the roster day one next year.
Yeah, I mean, and he hasn't proven to be anything special in Denver.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just not the same Russell Wilson.
No, and I think, he's got a lot of businesses on the side.
Oh, yeah.
Away from the NFL, and I think maybe he's starting to transition into
he's getting distracted a little bit.
Yeah, caring a little bit more about his off-field money than his on-field.
I feel like he's all about himself, so I could see that.
So it wouldn't surprise me at all if
Sean Payton wants to go in this direction.
If they start out 0-2.
Yeah.
If Russell can right the ship this week and they can convincingly beat the Commanders, then there may not be an issue going down the road. But I think he wants to move on from Russell, and I think he's looking for an excuse.
I would agree. Yeah.
But I'm trying to think, was there any other surprises?
I mean, Jordan Love looked amazing this weekend versus the Bears.
Yeah.
I didn't think it would be as lopsided. I mean, I think I picked the Bears. But
I picked the Bears, I think, by winning by 1 or 2 points.
Yeah, I mean, that dude, he looked pretty good.
They were at home, and I thought, okay, Green Bay is going to have a a hiccup year because they lost their franchise quarterback.
Yeah.
They look strong.
They do.
And again, that's against Chicago. They're going to have a bigger test this coming week.
They play Atlanta, I think. Are you talking about Packers?
Yeah. They play Atlanta.
Yeah.
So and it's going to be in Atlanta, as far as I can tell. So this will be a bigger challenge for them than the Bears. The Bears, I mean, haven't really been relevant since Lovie Smith was the coach there.
No, it's been quite a while.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see how Green Bay performs this week.
Yeah.
But other than that, I feel like most of the games went.
Well, I mean, we can talk about the Chargers-Dolphins game. You want to talk about an offensive explosion?
Oh,
I mean,
we called that.
Oh, we did.
Said it was going to be the highest
scoring
game of the week. I just didn't think Miami was going to win.
For Tyreek to have 215 yards receiving, my goodness. And for Tua to throw for 466 yards.
Unreal. He was he was lights out.
Super impressive.
Absolutely lights out.
The ball.
Yeah. And so we'll probably talk more about that when we get to the pick segment.
Yeah.
This week we're going to go into the featured player of the week, and this week it's going to be Micah Parsons. So I'm going to show a few highlights from Micah. I know on a couple of the highlights the video wasn't so good, so it's going to look funny. But most of it's clear, and then we'll talk about him as soon as the video's over. So here we go. And I put linebacker down. I mean, yeah, he lines up sometimes at his defensive end, but yeah, it's hard. Yeah, you can't. There's no real position called rover. Yeah. Oh, I know. His abilities are just like, and I'll say this more after the video's over, but his upside is, constantly running. Yeah. And we were very fortunate to get him in the draft. Did you see how fast he was in the backfield on that last play? Yeah. Just incredible. Well, and that doesn't surprise me at all. DeMarcus Ware is always quick off the ball, too. He got there before the Giants quarterback even had his feet set. He was there. Yeah, just incredible. Sound alert. Love it. That's the best one. It's the best one we have out there. Yeah, is he the best defensive player in the NFL right now? If not, he's like top 3. Yeah, he's a playmaker. He's an absolute playmaker. And guys like that come around once a generation. You know, maybe once every 10 years you get a guy like this. Yeah, first ballot, but by the end, I mean, unless he gets injured, like in the next couple of years, he's oh yeah. And then to have the presence of mind, say, you know what? No one touched me when I was down. So just incredible. Just incredible. So, okay, I think of a couple of people when I think of Micah Parsons. I think of Lawrence Taylor.
Definitely.
And Junior Seau. These are two guys. They define the position of linebacker. I think of him more like LT, but I think of because he was more coming off the edge, and Junior Seau was more in the middle.
Yeah.
But the awareness of where the ball's at all times, both those two guys exemplified that. The ability to shed blocks to get to the position he needs to go. He always seems to guess right. Like if he's like when he's making a move to get to the inside of a block, that just happens to be where the quarterback's stepping up to. If he spins and goes to the outside, it just happens to be where the play's going to. How is it?
His football IQ is.
Oh, I know.
Off the charts.
It's unbelievable.
I think when he's at the line, he's just looking and he can read everything that's about to happen.
Yeah.
I just feel like he has that level about him in his mind. Like he gets to the ball.
Oh, absolutely.
He just gets to the ball.
Yeah, he's the most impressive defensive player that I can recall with the Cowboys, maybe since Dion. I mean, there's been some good players, but I don't know that anybody has affected the game as much as Micah Parsons, just in 2 seasons.
Yeah, he's
just
freakishly athletic and super talented.
Yeah, unbelievable. I'm just really, really impressed.
Oh, me too.
Is there anything else you want to add about him, or?
I'm glad that he's on our team.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
I'm glad we have him.
Yeah. So, we've got a fairly big game coming up, I guess, because you got to factor in that the Jets beat Buffalo, which is one of the better teams in the NFL, the other night. Do you see any possible way that Jets offensive line, or even having help from the running backs, can neutralize Micah, or do you think he's going to have a free-for-all?
I mean, I think what they're going to have to do is they're going to have like a tight end and running back, maybe chip that side. I mean, either way, I mean, with the talent of defensive linemen we have, I feel like it's going to be a hard time for a Jets offensive line, which is questionable at best, versus just any one of them. I mean, because when you stack up on Micah, which I'm expecting them to do, you get Deorance Armstrong, you get DeMarcus Lawrence, you get Osa Odighizuwa, even that new guy Smith, right? The defensive tackle. I mean, you just get them opportunities because you got to like slide everything Micah's way.
And if you do neutralize him, you're probably going to have somebody else in your face.
Oh, definitely.
Just because you're going to probably have to double team block him.
Yeah.
So if you've got a tackle or a tight end taking him on, and he gets by that, and like you said, having a running back like come up and chip on him, someone else is going to be free.
And that's what happened to the Giants. They're like, okay, we got to take care of Micah. And then you got 2 sacks for Deorance Armstrong. I think 2 sacks for Osa. He just opens it up for everyone to get in on this.
Yeah.
Like we're just, I feel like we could have like 60, 70 sacks this season, and most of it's because what they have to do against Micah.
Absolutely, for sure.
Because he just garners that much attention. You got to watch out where he is. And then another thing, like for quarterbacks who have to go up against the secondary we have, that's going to lead into things like coverage sacks, where the quarterback has nowhere to go with the ball.
Oh, for sure.
Our defense is just so stacked.
Yeah, this is an exciting defense. If you're a Cowboy fan, this is an exciting defense.
Very, very exciting.
Haven't seen this much talent since the mid-'90s.
Yeah.
And a lot of these guys are young.
I know.
So if we can keep them under contract, this defense could be set for at least 5 years. Which would be nice. That would put us in the playoffs several years in a row.
Yeah.
And we got to get one Super Bowl out of it. I don't see how we don't get one Super Bowl out of this defense.
I can tell you what.
Because I know
I can tell you how.
We've been disappointed so many times over the last 20 years, but
Yeah.
The old saying, defense wins championships. Well, we haven't had this type of a defense
since
the last time
we were winning the championship.
Yeah, so this makes total sense.
But the offense for Dallas back then, I would say, is way better than the offense we have now.
Definitely beyond where we are
you have
today.
the best running back of all time in your backfield. You have Aikman, who one of the most accurate quarterbacks.
And an absolute winner.
And Michael Irvin, who is one of the best receivers of all time.
Self-proclaimed the playmaker. So when you're that guy,
I mean, if we had an offense kind of like that, I could see it. But I think, like we said, like this defense is really good. But Dak has to take this.
Yeah,
he's got to do when we get into the playoffs. Because during the regular season, he's had great regular seasons. In the playoffs, though, he struggles.
Well, yeah,
he has his moments where he just doesn't get it.
Well, and I think the formula would be, like we said at the beginning of the stream, manage and lead. So he needs to manage it the way that the offense is laid out for him, but manage it like a leader.
I mean, if we continue to have games like that where we're not relying on him, and we're just feeding it to Pollard or Dowdle,
we're not putting all the pressure on.
I like because back in 2014 and in 2016 we were more of a run-heavy team. And we had a lot of success during the race. Of course, running into the Packers, both of those seasons in the playoffs. Aaron Rodgers, destroys us.
And I mean, we got a bad call in one of those games too.
Des Bryant definitely caught that.
I don't want to blame our loss on a bad call, but I mean that did help.
But I still feel like that's the formula for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
I feel like that's been the formula for Cowboys success for a long time.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, even back in the 90s, hand that ball to Emmitt Smith as much as you can.
Yep. That's absolutely.
We just gotta let Dak throw like 20, 22 passes a game, go close, but hand that ball off like 30, 32 times.
Yeah, just wear that defense down.
I think that's the key.
Everybody knows a good running game wears down a defense.
Definitely.
And that's the thing we were missing under Kellen Moore.
Oh, I know.
And and we'll see how this offense plays out through the rest of the season. But I see, it's encouraging that we got back to that.
Oh, definitely. I mean, in this defense we're going to go up against is like one of the best. I think they were fourth in points per game allowed last year. That's 16 points a game.
Yep.
So I mean, this is going to be a challenge.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, we can't get away from the run though.
Yeah.
Because that's when they get when things get a little shaky with the run, they just they do in the past is just throw it away.
Yeah.
Start throwing the ball around the field.
And just try.
That's dangerous.
I feel like they get panicky over the last several
You just need to
years.
remain calm.
Yeah, you get down a touchdown. Don't panic. Just stick to your offensive game plan. And with that defense, this is why you don't have to panic. That defense scores points and causes turnovers.
Yes, it does.
So at any time, if you're down, the defense could get you back into it.
And we don't need to hand their offense any short fields.
No.
Make them work against that.
Exactly.
Make them work all the way, 80 yards.
Yep.
80 yards.
Exactly true. And then, speaking of how we're comparing this defense to the 90s, we're going to do a quick look back in history, and we're going to look back to 1993 or 93, 92, somewhere around there for Super Bowl 27. I think it was in January of 93. But,
okay, so that was the one where they really blew him out.
Yeah, it was the one where they really blew him out. Okay. So let's take a look at that real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fun to see how. Now, I think this video is also going to show a couple of the good plays Buffalo did, but they were very few. Yeah, they were very few in front of them.
And now Super Bowl 27, the Rose Bowl in Pasadena,
Rose Bowl.
architecturally inspired by the Yale Bowl
lot of big
in New Haven,
games
Connecticut,
played.
70 years ago. The scene,
A lot of-
102,000 to see.
obviously
It'll be
watched
Buffalo
the Husky
Bills
fans.
trying to
They've
deny
had
that
several
3
big
losses
games
in a
there.
row, or will the young Dallas Cowboys
I know.
win another for the NFC?
Yeah, I think they're gonna tear him up. I hope so.
Wide open, Andre Reed. And the all-time receiver in Buffalo history, Reed gets 14 yards. Third down, a short 3.
I'll tell you, the lone bright spot with that Buffalo team that lost 4 Super Bowls in a row was Andre Reed. Like, even though Buffalo got killed in this game, Andre Reed still had a really good game. And I remember this play as a block punt. And Buffalo ended up taking over the ball deep in Cowboys territory. That was Steve Tasker who blocked that punt. Yeah, and he barely gets in. Like, he just broke the plan. That was Thurman Thomas, yeah. But again, that is the best play he had in the game. And the rest of it, was him fumbling and him not gaining yards. And think about it, it was a 1-yard run where he barely broke the play.
23 in the backfield for Thurman Thomas.
Oh, did you see that? And that was the first turnover of the game. Thomas Everett. Jim Kelly took a shot. He took a shot on that play. He does.
17 for Aikman. He goes deep.
And there's a big catch by Michael Irvin.
33-yard line. Michael Irvin replaces Johnston.
Oh, his ego is. He's got a dynamic personality. Oh, I know. I'm glad he still loves it. He played his whole career there. Yeah. Here's the first touchdown for the Cowboys of the game. Jay Novacek. Just a simple route. He always ran simple routes, but he found a way to have creases. Oh, and there's, yeah, this one. I mean, I can't deny the greatness of Dion, but they did this without him. And I loved having him on the Cowboys. But this defense was, well, yeah, from front to back, they were probably more consistent than the Dion defense. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, and I believe that this Buffalo team averaged like 30-something points a game. Let's see, what did they score? Yeah, I think. Yeah, and one of them shouldn't have counted because Frank Reich threw from beyond the line of scrimmage. Yeah, and they didn't call it. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what Jim Kelly was seeing in that. But pretty soon he's going to get injured. Might be right here. No, not there. But he's going to take a shot right on the knee. Yeah, I believe. Yeah, that's Andre Reed. I believe that he had all the big. I mean, aside from Don Beebe's touchdown catch that shouldn't have counted, everything else was Andre Reed. Charles Haley, one of the greatest defensive. But one of the greatest defensive ends ever, and the Emmett Show. That guy made it look so easy. Yeah. Yeah, and what's funny is his 40 times weren't that great, but he had great game speed. Yeah, and there's the first of Michael Irvin's touchdowns. And I think there's going to be a turnover after this touchdown, and then they're going to hit Irvin again for his second touchdown. But, yeah, another guy that he owned post routes. He has such a big, strong body that if he got his body in front of a DB, he's going to make the catch. And here's another turnover by Thurman. And I think this very next play is going to be Irvin getting that catch and spin for a touchdown.
Officially the 18-yard line, the spot.
Right here on this play. I think he had the fastest back-to-back touchdown in Super Bowl history for one player, where he scored, and then I think it was 18 seconds later, he got another touchdown. Yeah, this is one of his most memorable plays.
Corner Williams, Odoms. The Bills have all 3 of their timeouts left in this half. As Wright going
they show that. Yeah, and that wasn't even in a Super Bowl. Yeah, it is. It was very painful for him. Oh man, I think I might have cried. I mean, I was such a and I was such a big Cowboy fan at an early age that it emotionally affected me as a child. And I do think, like, I know I was angry. I may have cried in that. So, for anybody listening, it's okay to cry when your team loses. It's okay. It's natural. Okay, here's the play that shouldn't have counted. He threw it from about 2 yards beyond the line of scrimmage, and no one threw the flag. No, they didn't have. No, but they kept showing it on replay, and they showed where the line of scrimmage was, and that he'd gone beyond it by a good 2. I think watching what was going on in the game instead of like minding his responsibility. Yeah, no refs were seeing it, and so no one called it. But so this would have been your most lopsided Super Bowl had someone called that. And nobody called it. So Alvin Harper. That guy, he had such great, like, when Michael Irvin was getting double teamed, he'd come in and make such great plays. Got a big contract from either Tampa Bay or Washington, I can't remember, and then disappeared.
They'll have 6 or 7 guys catching passes.
Yeah, I would say that. And here was another Thomas Everett with the interception. I mean, I believe there was 8 turnovers.
Second interception. The Cowboys go to work again.
Yeah.
3rd and goal from the 10, and a draw.
I think this is other touchdown. Yeah. Yeah. The guy's incredible. He had an even more incredible game in Super Bowl 28, where they had him take more of the role. Troy didn't pass as much. That was the true example of a running back in the Super Bowl taking over the game. He took over an entire drive from kickoff, first play all the way to the end. And this is when Kenny Norton scores. The one with Leon Letts coming up real soon. But yeah. Yeah, all he had to do was pull it back. Who are you giving it to? Just to catch. Yeah. He's looking. Yeah, he didn't even see me. But it doesn't matter. You don't hold the ball at all. Even if you think you're all by yourself, put it away and make sure you get the touchdown. I think it might be coming up on this. Here it is. It would have been a 60-yard fumble recovery for a touchdown, and he holds it out like a goof. He wanted to be Michael Irvin. He wanted to be a playmaker. He wanted to be a showboat, and that's what ended up happening.
He has not marked touchdown. It was knocked out of his hands and went out of bounds in the end zone, which would give it to Buffalo at the 20. And the call by hand.
The play has been ruled.
Yeah.
As a fumble.
Oh, Don Beebe got letters and mail from all over the world telling him how proud they were of him that he did not give up on that play. And it was a huge example, like, this is something you could use as a teachable moment for young kids at junior high and high school by showing the footage of how you never give up on a play. I think that goes a long way. But yeah, anyway, that's the look back in history of the Dallas Cowboys. This one, for this week, we'll look back on Super Bowl 27, and next week we may look at Super Bowl 28, or we might look at some other stuff in the look back in history. But yeah, that's one of my fondest memories. Was that?
I can imagine. Yeah, I mean, was I just sitting there with you?
You were probably right there.
What was I about 2? I was about to turn. No, I was about to turn 2.
Yeah, I think so. It was just an incredible thing though for Dallas Cowboy history, and I mean our biggest lopsided Super Bowl victory.
That must have been real nice.
Oh, especially
knowing that it was just out of
especially when we'd had the drought that we'd had up until then. It had been several years between Super Bowls. The last one before that was when we beat Denver. I think that was 1977 or something like that. And so we had gone that many years from there till 93 without a Super Bowl. And then that just rejuvenated the Cowboys crew, the Cowboys nation. And then we started, we got 3 out of 4 years.
We're coming on 30 years now.
Yeah. That's why
Wake up, boys.
That's why this year is super, super important.
Yeah.
Especially when we got a defense the way we do right now.
Yep.
This is the kind of defense we had in the 90s.
Yeah, no,
And we had the team speed. We had playmakers that caused turnovers. We've got it again.
Yeah.
So, our offense, like you said earlier, isn't quite as good.
No.
But it's, what are you going to say? It's still
Dak, we need you to do good.
For sure. Okay, so now we're going to go into the preview for the coming week, and talk about the spreads. I don't know how many viewers out there are into betting. I usually do throughout the season. I bet on different games. I don't go overboard. I don't bet big dollars. I don't pick too many games. I try to keep with small parlays, like 3 or 4 pick parlays. So I don't go with astronomical odds. And if I'm going to win, it's not a lot.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple $100 a week.
That's still that's still pretty
it still goes good. But so let's just go. Well, first off, Minnesota at Philadelphia last night.
Oh.
I was actually pretty surprised.
I was not as impressed with.
I wasn't impressed at all.
To get that many turnovers and to only win by 6.
Yeah, you win by 6, and they're giving the ball to you. And not only that, when Diggs fumbled the ball out of bounds, that was a 10-point swing. Why did I say
no, you're still on the Cowboys.
I'm still thinking about it. Yeah.
That's okay.
When Jefferson fumbled it through the end zone, giving the Eagles the ball on their own 20, and then they marched in and kick a field goal.
With 30 seconds left in the half.
Yeah.
Do all that.
That was basically a 10-point swing.
It was.
And
it was. It was tough. I didn't expect. I'll be honest. I didn't expect the Vikings to win that game.
Yeah.
But it was.
Well, I'm happy that the Eagles don't look as good as they did last year.
Yeah, they looked a little sloppy.
That'll make.
But I'll tell you, that running back Swift, 170 something yards.
Yeah.
That is.
But it will make our job easier in the division.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I think
compiling
with
wins.
how good our defense is, those are going to be battles.
Oh,
those are going to be us. It's going to be a battle.
Absolutely. So let's. Okay. We're both happy that the Eagles look average.
Yeah, they don't look as good as they did.
Yeah, not near as good as the way they finished the season last year.
Yeah.
But we're going to start with Sunday morning games. Sunday morning game. The first one on our list is Green Bay at Atlanta, and Atlanta is giving 1.5 points to Green Bay. Sounds about right. They're at home. Is there anything in this game that you see that gives you confidence it's going to go one way or the other?
Well, I'm thinking that Jordan Love is going to continue playing great football. So yeah, I think the Packers are going to take this
one. Who else? Aaron Jones had a good game.
Yeah, Aaron Jones had a decent game.
Do you see him having?
I don't think he'll have as good. I think the Falcons' defense is pretty good, but I think that Jordan Love's going to have a good day.
So he's going to tee off on the Atlanta secondary.
Yeah, I think he'll do pretty good.
Okay, so so give me your score then.
I have the Packers 21, Falcons 17.
Packers 21, Falcons 17. I'm going against you on this one. I'm going chalk on this one. I think Atlanta will win, and I think they're going to cover.
Yeah.
I've got it Green Bay 20, Atlanta 24. I'm giving them that edge. I know Chicago was at home, Green Bay still won. I'm giving Atlanta that home field advantage there.
Yeah.
But
I mean, we're still early in the season. I mean,
yeah, for sure. So right off the bat, we have a disagreement, which is good. All right, the second game, it's become more interesting because of the fact that Las Vegas beat Denver last week and Buffalo lost. The odds makers are still heavy Buffalo. So it's Las Vegas Raiders at Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills are giving up 8.5 points. How do you have this one going?
And I think Josh Allen's going to play mistake-free football in this. I think he's gonna turn it back on.
Okay.
I think the Bills are going to win 31-20.
Bills 31, Las Vegas 20. So interesting. I've got, and I agree with you. I think Josh Allen is probably embarrassed.
Oh, I think so.
From their last game, and he has rightful reason to be embarrassed. He was
4 turnovers,
giving the ball away. Yeah. I mean, he basically was the reason the Jets could pull that out.
Yeah, no, I completely agree.
So I have Buffalo 31, Vegas 13. So we both have them covering too, right?
Yeah, both of us have them covering.
Nice. Okay, so third game.
This one.
Baltimore Ravens at Cincinnati Bengals. And
this one.
And you caught this right last week. You called Cleveland.
I did. I thought Cleveland would
for the upset, and I didn't. I thought Cincinnati was going to hold.
I thought Cleveland would take care of business week 1.
So what do you have?
Okay, so I have the Bengals winning, but not covering.
Interesting.
So I have the Bengals beating the Ravens 24-23. I think Joe Burrow is going to turn it around this week.
Just barely get it done.
Just barely get it done against a talented Ravens.
Yeah. Now I have them covering, just barely covering though.
Oh.
So they were in Cleveland last week.
Yeah.
And they took it in the mouth.
Oh, yeah, they did.
And in their own state.
Yeah, in their own state. Yeah.
And I really think that just like I was talking about how Josh Allen was embarrassed, I think Cincinnati as a team was embarrassed that they let Cleveland push them around the field the entire game. So I do have them winning 21-17. The point spread is 3. So they're going to cover +1. I think they're going to redeem themselves for it, but I just don't think they're going to be a barn burner. I don't think they're going to kick the doors down. But I do think that they'll make it
an interesting game.
Yeah, they'll make it an interesting game.
Okay.
Let's see. So let's go down to the next one. We got Seattle Seahawks at the kind of surprising Detroit Lions. Detroit is giving up 4.5 points.
All right,
How do you see that?
I mean, I see the Lions covering. I think I'm impressed with the Lions.
Yeah.
I feel like they have a good running attack there, and Jared Goff, playing mistake-free football. And I think the Seahawks will pick it up a little bit more this week, but I still see the Lions covering 27-20.
Wow. So you got Seattle actually scoring some points.
Yeah, a little bit.
See, I think the real Geno Smith might have stepped forward this season.
I mean, I definitely felt like he was going to have like a regression.
Yeah, I think
from last season.
I think this is the Geno Smith that we got used to
When he was with the Jets.
When he was with the Jets.
Yeah.
I think last year was kind of a fluke. Everybody thought it was going to be a rebuilding year.
Oh, I definitely did.
Because Russell Wilson left.
Yeah.
I think that he's going to be his normal self. So I've got him going into Detroit and losing 27-10.
Oh, man. That's
I just don't see them scoring a lot of points.
Okay.
Well, I mean, we'll see. Sometimes these games are so hard to pick and, figure out how it's going to go. But if Geno can't get DK the ball,
yeah,
I just don't see him moving the ball with the running game. I don't think their offensive line is solid.
No, it's definitely not a solid offensive line.
So we'll see. I mean, things happen in these games that you never expect. That's why they call it any given Sunday.
Yeah.
So, but I'm seeing Detroit 27, Seattle 10. Detroit covers.
Hey, that's a butt whooping.
All right, on to the next game. Los Angeles Chargers are giving up 3 points in Tennessee.
Yes.
How do you see that?
And I think it should have been even higher. I think the Chargers are. So I mean, like I was talking earlier at work, the Titans had the worst pass defense in the league last year.
That's true.
So I think, and I heard that Austin Eckler is questionable, but I don't think they're going to need to rely on the running game too much in this one. I think Justin Herbert's going to throw it all over the field. So I have the Chargers winning 28-10.
Okay. I'm giving a little bit. Part of the reason why I'm giving Tennessee a little bit more credit is I have Derrick Henry on my fantasy team. So I want to see him. I want to see him pop in the end zone twice.
Hey, I think he'll get in the end zone in this game one time.
Yeah, I'm hoping he'll get in there twice and have a $150.
Yeah. I feel bad for him. I mean, really.
I know.
Titans team.
Yeah, they might have missed their window though. Their window might have been 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And they may have missed it. So we'll see. But I have the Chargers 24, the Titans 14.
Okay. I mean, you just took 4 off of the Chargers and gave it to
the
Titans there.
Yeah, that's basically the only difference we have. Now for the yawner. This is going to be the yawner.
Yeah.
If any of you guys out there want to watch a game that's not, there's not going to be any points by anybody at any time, go watch the Chicago Bears at Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah, I mean,
Tampa Bay's favored by 2.5.
Yeah, I mean, this is I think my lowest scoring game of the entire weekend.
It's one of mine, yeah, for sure.
I think, the Bucs going in, or did they go into Minnesota last weekend? Or was that at home?
I don't have last week's thing in front of me. I'm not sure where that was played at.
Maybe it was in Tampa.
I mean, that would be Minnesota opening the first 2 games of the season on the road.
Oh no, Minnesota is at home. So I feel like the Vikings are better than the Bears. And for Tampa to go in there, I know it's Baker Mayfield, but I just feel like the Bucs are going to go into Chicago.
Well, they're at home.
Oh, wait, I forgot I had this whole thing set up differently.
Tampa.
Okay, so I feel like the Bucs at home are going to cover and win, but they're going to cover by just a half point. I got them winning 17-14.
Wow. So yeah, they're just barely going to cover.
They're barely covering that game.
I'm not too far off from you. I think the Buccaneers are going to win. I've got them winning 20-12, so I've got them covering by a full touchdown and a point. I just don't know if Chicago's going to score any touchdowns this year. I'm a little concerned that they might average field goals every single game of the season. They're just not moving the ball.
They're not very good.
And I'm not giving a lot of credit to Tampa Bay, but I'm giving them enough credit
to get that done
at home
Yeah.
To at least get 20 points.
Yeah.
So, and this might be the only time Tampa will get 20 on the year. Yeah. Hold on. We're going to be right back here. Okay, we are back.
All right.
We just got done talking about
Bucks and
Chicago Bears at Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Oh, our guard doggy. Protecting us. You protecting us? Yeah, you protecting us. Let's go back to the next game on the list. Kansas City Chiefs giving up 3.5 at Jacksonville. And before you give me your points or your total score, are they giving Kansas City too much credit in this? 3.5 points?
I think so.
At Jacksonville?
I think so.
So do I.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at this as Chiefs being one of the most talented 0-2 teams ever in the NFL.
That's so strange. So do I.
I think the Jacksonville is going to come out and win this game 24-21.
That's pretty darn close to what I have. I've got Jacksonville winning 30-27. So we both have Jacksonville winning by a field goal. And I think part of that is they're going to be at home.
Yes, that's definitely part of it.
So I have a lot of like good feelings about Jacksonville for this season.
So do I.
I really think that they can put together quite a.
I think they're going to take a step forward this year.
Their offense and defense are both.
Yeah.
They've got a lot of young playmakers on offense. They've got a defense that's very swarming.
And I feel like Trevor Lawrence at the end of the season is going to be in the MVP conversation.
Yeah, I'm looking at him getting close to 5,000 yards.
Yeah, so my.
So yeah, that's
very talented.
And even though Kansas City won the Super Bowl, they're still down Kelsey, right?
I think he's questionable.
He's questionable. Okay, well, even if he's able to play, he may not be a super big impact player if he has some injuries.
Yeah.
So I think Jacksonville is going to show the world that they're for real.
I think I would agree with that.
Starting this weekend, and I think they're more keyed up for it than Kansas City probably is.
I agree.
So that's kind of cool. We both are going against Vegas and the odds, and going with a very talented up and coming team. So I'm excited about that. That's one of the more exciting games that I want to see this weekend.
One of the more exciting.
I mean, outside of the Cowboys.
Yeah, of course.
So yeah, that's also one of my higher scoring games of the week too. So we'll see. I can just see them going back and forth down the field.
Yeah.
Indianapolis Colts at Houston Texans, and Houston is a 1-point favorite.
Which I don't know how. I just don't. I don't think the Texans are very good. I mean, I feel like they're probably the second worst team to me outside of the Cardinals in the entire NFL.
I agree.
I don't know what Las Vegas is We're seeing here.
Yeah, what are people seeing that we're not
I
seeing?
know that they're both rookie quarterbacks, but I just feel like the Colts have more talent.
Yes.
I feel like the Colts are just more, like well-rounded, like
Yeah.
more talent on both sides of the ball.
And by no means are we saying watch out for the Colts in the
Oh
playoffs.
no.
We're just saying
versus
that
the Texans.
they're a little more talented team than the Houston
Yeah,
Texans.
I just I feel like Colts are going to win 21-13, but I think it's going to be a boring game.
I think
I just want to avoid.
It's another one of my lower scoring games.
Yeah.
I've got the Colts winning 17-14. And again, I'm like you. I think it's going to be a boring game. I would not want to watch this game.
Nope.
I mean, it's possible you may see one score per quarter by one or the other team. So it might be the Colts score in the first quarter, Houston scores in the second. So by the end of the game, you might have 4 scores, maybe 5, averaging 1 per quarter. And it is no fun to watch that kind of stuff.
I'm sorry to all the Bears, Bucks, and Colts and Texans fans out there. It's just those games.
It's not in the
those
cards.
Teams are not like exciting to me at all.
No.
So
no, I can't begin to say how boring those teams are.
Yeah.
They need to add some dynamic talent to somewhere on those teams. I don't know, but yeah. So both of us have the Colts beating the spread and getting out of Houston this much.
Yep.
So I'm sure a lot of people feel the same way.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
Now to an interesting game. San Francisco 49ers are favored by 7.5 points in Los Angeles against the Rams. What say you?
I feel like it should be more than that. I just feel like the 49ers have, if not the best defense, like a top 3 defense in the entire NFL. And Christian McCaffrey, that dude could get the ball a little bit through the receiving game, through the just handing it off to him. I just feel like they're going to be too much for the Rams. And I feel like the 49ers are going to beat them 28-10.
Okay.
I just feel like the Rams are going to be completely missing.
So based on what the Rams did last week, that has no bearing on.
Nope. I think that speaks more to the Seahawks than it does to the actual Rams team.
I agree too, unless the Rams can prove us wrong.
Yeah, unless they can prove. Yeah.
But I also have the Niners winning and covering. I've got the score San Francisco 20, Rams 10. And it's possible that Rams touchdown that I have them down here might come late.
Yeah, no,
but yeah, so we could be seeing a game where it's like 17-3 through most of the game, and then the Rams might, at least in my opinion.
Yeah.
I also was not necessarily moved on the dial based on last week's Rams game. I do think that they showed that they've improved.
I would agree with that.
But
not enough.
Again, you can't convince me based on how Seattle performed.
Yeah.
You can't convince me that the Rams are back just because of what they did.
Now, if they come out and they win this game or they make it really close, that'll move towards making.
Oh, definitely. This is going to be the game where you see where the Rams are at.
I know.
Right now.
Yeah.
So, I think we both agree there. Okay, the team that we watched take a shellacking by Cowboys Nation. New York Giants are at Arizona, who still without their quarterback, right? And the New York Giants are giving up 4 points. So they're favored by 4. How do you see it?
I see it that they're not going up against the Cowboys. They're going up, in my opinion, against the worst team in the league.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to cover. I think Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley are going to have a much better day. It's a much cleaner day for them.
Yes.
They're not going to see number 11 or number 92 coming across that. But I have the Giants winning 23 to Cardinals 7.
See, I went and acted like myself all over again, and I picked Arizona to win last week, and I did it again. I've got Arizona at home winning 21-17.
Wow.
So not only are they beating the spread, but they're going to actually win the game. Now, if Arizona does this week what they did last week, I'm done picking Arizona.
Oh, yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah.
I just feel like something's going to happen, and it'll be a close game, and then something will happen in the fourth quarter, and the Cardinals will.
Is it a James Conner touchdown?
I'm leaning in that direction. I'm leaning for a James Conner
big game.
200-yard game. 2 touchdowns.
Your
and
fantasy team.
It always comes back.
It
to
always
the
comes back
fantasy.
to the fantasy.
No, but I don't know. I just feel like this week Arizona.
Okay.
And I'm telling you, if they look pathetic, I'm never going to pick them again.
Oh, man.
As a matter of fact, this won't be one of the games I bet.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know. The Giants, awful. And I know they're going to try to redeem themselves, but, oh, man, were they bad last week.
Yeah, they were bad. I mean, they were bad, but they only lost to the Commanders by 4.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that speaks more to what the Commanders are going to be this year than.
That's true, but the Giants were so bad.
They were bad, but I mean, that could speak more to how good the Dallas defense.
Well, and I think we both agree that it does, but still, you keep giving the ball away.
I mean,
some of those passes were just
to make another professional team look that bad.
Yeah,
it just doesn't happen. We probably won't see that again this season.
Oh yeah, I don't
for
think
teams to look that bad.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, even though I think that we can be that good every week.
Yeah, we can.
I feel like that's more of an anomaly that game than
I would agree with
the fact that we were going to go out every week
and just smash
and just destroy teams.
No, I agree.
But okay, so what do you got for score again?
Giants 23, Cardinals 17.
Okay, and I have Giants 17, Cardinals 21. But that brings us up to our team.
Yes. Big game.
So, New York Jets are at the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys have the highest favorite of the weekend.
And I think they deserve. I mean, obviously, if Aaron Rodgers was in this game, it'd probably be around 3.5.
Yeah, they're giving up 9 points.
I feel like the game would. I mean, I was looking forward to Aaron Rodgers-led Jets game, so we can actually prove something.
Yeah.
So I feel like a win against the Zach Wilson-led Jets team, even though their defense is really good, there's going to be like an asterisk next to it. Be like, okay, well, they weren't at their full strength when Dallas played them.
For sure.
I mean, I still would have picked Dallas, obviously, to win the game, even if Aaron Rodgers was in it. But not like I have it now.
Yeah.
Because I have the Cowboys winning 28 to the Jets 13.
Wow. We've done this a few times in this pick'em segment. I've got Dallas 34, Jets 13. So I almost feel like I'm being a little generous with giving the Jets 13 in this game.
Yeah.
Because of their quarterback scenario.
Yeah.
But if there's one guy that might give our secondary trouble, it might be
Garrett.
Yeah. Garrett might give us a little trouble. He might. I mean, obviously, we're going to probably have Diggs covering him.
Yeah, Diggs will probably.
The thing about Diggs, though, is he takes chances.
He's a gambler.
Yeah, he gambles heavy.
Definitely gambles.
And I could see him giving some room in order to try to make a play, but not quite
I'm hoping
making the play.
With the addition of Stephon Gilmore, he's kind of like helped Diggs on maybe like being like more, what's the word I'm looking for? Like conservative.
Yeah.
Not so like attack heavy, like when he does that, because he does risk a lot.
I know, and I hope he doesn't feel like he has to this year.
No.
Because he's got so much help.
Yes.
He doesn't have to play the cat and mouse game.
Exactly.
But I feel like it's hard to take that out of the person.
No, I'm sure it is.
If you're a gambler, you're a gambler, and your coaches try to coach it out of you, but it's not always something they can help.
But then it also makes for big plays.
Yeah.
In certain situations where it's actually amazing what he pulls off.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see several big plays on defense, and probably at least one or two out of Diggs himself. The The guy is an incredible upside when it comes to making huge plays.
He definitely has a huge upside.
But I could see that there could be a vulnerability if he does that with Garrett.
Yeah, because Garrett could make him look like a fool.
Yeah, but it's it's not going to be like a constant thing.
No,
it's not going to so I could
see definitely a touchdown. Coming that way.
Yeah, the way I look at it is I'm giving them a touchdown and 2 field goals.
Yeah, that's me too.
I don't think they're going to get into the end zone more than once.
Yeah.
But we'll see. So again, Dallas 34, Jets 13, and you said
Cowboys 28, Jets 30.
So it's almost.
I hope it's more yours.
Well, I hope it's but it's basically the same.
Yeah.
Okay, next game. We were talking about both these teams a little bit ago. The Washington Commanders are in Denver, and Denver is getting 3.5 points at home.
I think the Broncos are going to get a little more offense in this game than the 16 they just scored.
Yeah.
I think that they are going to cover the 3.5 versus the Commanders. I think the Broncos are going to win 23-14.
Nice. Oh, and by the way, hello. I don't have my glasses on, so it looks like it says I follow if you can burp. Hello out there.
Hey.
Great name,
by the way.
Great name. Fantastic. And thanks for stopping by. We're a couple of Cowboys fans that are diehard and have been for decades. Who can burp here? Nice. But anyways, thank you for joining us. I appreciate it. Which cam is she? I'm getting. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I have one screen that's just dedicated to the point spreads, and then I've got one because right now we're kind of going over the point spreads for the games coming up.
Yeah.
And then I've got different scenes. So, but thanks for letting me know. Anyways, and thanks for stopping here. I appreciate it a lot. We're getting down near the end of the point spread thing, and so what was your points for Washington Commanders at Denver Broncos?
Denver 23, Commanders 14.
Okay, so you have Denver covered.
I do.
Okay, I don't. I have them winning. I have Denver Broncos winning 17-14, but I don't have them covering.
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't trust Russell Wilson. I don't trust him.
No, I get that. I mean, he hasn't given us any reason to. I just feel like they're going to have a little bit more offense in this one.
Do you have a burp, by the way?
I don't think. Do you have one?
A small one. I'm not a burper.
Yeah, I don't think I am. We need Tay.
Yeah,
she'll
definitely need.
She'll light it up.
We need that third seat because she will get it done.
She will get it done.
We're gonna have to invite her in on
there you go.
On a future
burp.
Yeah, just to bring her in here to prove that we can. Or if I drink a cola, soda or something, then I just don't have. For whatever reason, I don't get that in my throat.
No, I don't.
I don't know why. Like all of America does except me. So I don't know what's going on. Okay, the last Sunday game.
Yes.
Exciting for one team. After what the Dolphins did last week, Miami Dolphins at New England Patriots. Miami's giving up 3 points on the road for obvious reason. Patriots aren't really much of a scoring team anymore.
No.
How do you see that's breaking down?
Well, I definitely think that Bill Belichick is going to slow them down this week. I don't think they're going to be as explosive in this game.
Yeah.
So I have the Dolphins winning 24-19.
Oh, you're giving New England some credit there, though. The Dolphins are covering. I really have New England not
doing so well in this game.
Yeah, I've got Miami 28-13, and I really believe it's going to be the Hill show again.
Oh, you think he's just going to go off again?
Oh, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Did you see his stats last week?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
See,
I mean, and see what you will about Tua. He's had some inconsistent times, but those two have a connection that might even be better than the T. Hill
Patrick Mahomes
connection.
I
I mean, Mahomes had more targets, so he didn't have to necessarily.
No, he didn't. Yeah,
hit it, but it's like Tua to Hill all day long. Tua to Hill.
I just feel like Belichick has this like thing he can do to like limit your most used weapon.
Yeah, he does. He does
feel like
prepare defense really well.
Get his defense up. I mean, I still have the Dolphins scoring 24 points.
Yeah.
And winning the game. I just feel like they're not going to be as explosive.
And they probably won't. The Chargers have some weaknesses in the secondary.
They do.
But so that's why they gave up so many points in the last game. But this could be one of the more dynamic offenses in the league.
No, I definitely think it is. I think it's really talented.
Yeah, for sure. And I
a lot of team speed on that offensive side of the ball.
I honestly think the game might be over at halftime. It could be.
Wow.
Well, it could be like 21-0 at the half, and then you see, maybe Miami takes its foot off the gas a little bit, and you see New England get a few field goals, whatever it may be. I think it'll be pretty decided early on.
Yeah.
And then I think Miami might take a break. The reason why they had to keep going in the first game was because they were just what was there, 8 lead changes in that last game? It was
it was constantly just changing.
Chargers,
yeah, it definitely was.
And so that's why neither team was taking their foot off the gas.
Yeah.
I think you might see Miami take their foot off the gas a little bit and maybe run the ball much more in the second half than they did against the Chargers.
See, I think this is going to be like a last couple-minute touchdown to put the Dolphins ahead.
Oh, see, you're seeing a close game.
I think it's going to be close. Yeah, I think they
from
scored a
almost start
touchdown
to finish
right there at the end. It was 19-17, a couple minutes left.
Nice
drive.
Well, no, if that's how you see it,
it's going to be. I think it's going to be a good game.
We'll see what's going on. Okay, so that's all of the Sunday games done, and now we got an interesting situation where we have 2 Monday night football games, which happens every once in a while. It doesn't happen a lot. Is there a reason why that they scheduled 2 for this Monday, or was there?
I don't know. I usually it's the first. I feel like it's usually the first week of the NFL.
Well, was there a conflict in scheduling for either Carolina or Pittsburgh? Because those are the 2 home teams.
They might. I don't know. I didn't hear anything of the reason why they put 2 on this.
It's just rare to see, like, second week of the season to have 2 Monday night games unless there's some kind of issue. Like some kind of scheduling conflict.
I mean, we can look into it, see what.
But the early game on Monday, New Orleans Saints they're at Carolina.
Yes.
And they're giving up 3 points, so they're a 3-point favorite on the road. Do you have any thoughts about this game that based off of last week?
No, I mean I have the Saints covering. I think they're a more talented team.
Yeah, definitely.
I do have the Panthers scoring a little more though than last week.
Oh.
Yeah, I think they're going to be a surprise in this game. But I still have the Saints winning 27-20.
27-20. Okay. I don't have Carolina scoring much more than last week.
Really?
I've got New Orleans covering handily 23-9. So I can see 3 field goals from Carolina. I mean, they may get a touchdown. I don't see him doing much.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't really see the Saints doing a whole lot either. I've only given them 23 points, but it's going to be enough. They're going to do enough to, 3 touchdowns worth or 2 touchdowns and a few field goals. It's going to be enough to. What's interesting is how is Michael Thomas going to do? I'm really interested in that.
Another fantasy football guy.
Yeah, but I just don't know whose fantasy team he's on.
Oh, you don't, huh?
So, no,
I think Michael Thomas will have a good game.
Yeah,
he'll probably get a couple.
I want to see him get back to
5
years ago.
Yeah.
Where he would own a game. I mean, obviously he had Drew Brees back then, but I want to see.
Derek Carr can put up some yards.
Yeah, that's true. And they have a similar body type. I didn't think about that. Neither one of them was very tall. I don't think Derek Carr is tall.
I mean, I think Derek Carr's a
little
taller than him.
Okay, because I had always gotten the impression Derek Carr was.
I think he might be about like 6'4".
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, because I know his brother wasn't super tall. I don't know. We'll see. So, anyways, we both have the Saints winning and covering, right?
Yeah. Oh, he's 6'3".
Oh, okay, that's more than I thought. What was David Carr, like 5'11"? I mean, maybe I'm having false memories here.
I think David Carr's pretty tall too, though.
I feel like I want him to be small right now.
David Carr's also 6'3".
Are they born in the same womb? What the heck is going on here? Are they brothers or something?
They might be.
Jeez. Anything they can do to make me feel silly.
Yeah.
All right, on to the late Monday night game. Cleveland Browns are favored by 2.5 at the, sorry to say, boring Pittsburgh Steelers.
They are.
Sorry to you, Pittsburgh fans.
Yeah, sorry. They are boring. So I definitely have the Browns covering. I just think they're the better team. Deshaun Watson, I think, is gonna have a better game than last week. I know they were playing in like a rain fest, and they played the Bengals.
Oh,
so they didn't throw like Deshaun Watson's passing numbers and stuff weren't the best.
That definitely affected Burrows. I think.
It definitely affected. Well, so did all those Cleveland Browns getting into his face.
Well, yeah, those guys had a.
But I think the Browns are going to have a much, not a much better outing, but I think Deshaun Watson's going to look better. I have them winning 23-17.
Okay. Well, I think I agree with you. It's amazing how many of our scores are very close and similar.
Yeah.
And for anybody watching, we did not get together.
Nope.
This is something we do separately, and then when we do our little show here, then we kind of compare.
Yep.
But, I think Watson's going to have a pretty good game, too. I've got Cleveland winning 24-13. I don't know what Pittsburgh has right now. I'm not sure what they're going to bring to the table this year.
I really don't.
Did you see any highlights from their first game? Because I don't know.
I saw highlights of them getting whooped.
I agree with that.
They had some.
But I mean, did you see anything from them that would say, "Oh, you can build on that," or that's
throw that whole thing out?
Yeah,
like, get that out of here. They don't want to look at that film.
Yeah,
they want to burn it. You want to burn it. Just them and the Giants. They looked almost the same.
Yeah.
Both of them, just take what you did in that game and just get rid of it right away.
Send it back.
Because there's nothing you can learn from that.
Yeah, this is.
There's a lot of bad football.
Hey, to the Rooney family, when things like that happen, you go like this.
You just.
Yeah, you say thank you.
You let it go. I mean, 10 carries. You only ran the ball 10 times in that game.
Yeah.
10 carries for 41 yards.
Oh, I know.
Kenny Pickett had 2 picks. He threw the ball 46 times. You're not going to win football games throwing the ball 46 times.
That was the thing that used to get the Cowboys in trouble.
Yes,
they would get down, and then all of a sudden panic, and now it's like we can't run the ball. We have to throw
it 100 times in the game.
Oh, so frustrating.
Yeah.
So frustrating.
Oh,
so I can feel for Pittsburgh fans. And by the way, I will never be a Pittsburgh fan, and I can't ever say anything good about Pittsburgh. But I feel for you guys right now because we were doing that for so many years. In situations we didn't have to.
No, I know. And if you look at what the 49ers did, they ran the ball 34 times.
Wow.
34 to 20. I mean, they were more balanced. It was 34 to 29.
And they still put up a good amount of points.
30 points.
Yeah. You can still put up points and run the ball responsibly.
Yes, I completely agree. And then when you look at the Cleveland Browns, I mean, they held Burrow to, 82 passing yards.
Wow.
31. He threw the ball 31 times, and he had 82 passing yards.
Oh, man.
That's
Yeah,
embarrassing.
and especially when he has some weapons too. He's got weapons out
He
there.
has.
Were they just not able to get
Jamar
any
Chase
separation?
No, I mean Jamar Chase had 5 catches for 39 yards.
I know he had a dismal. No, he's another guy in my fantasy team. He embarrassed me.
Yeah.
I'm luckily my fantasy team won with him.
He called the Cleveland Browns a bunch of elves before the game.
I know, and then they came back to
bite him.
Yeah, they came back to say, hey, Chase, bend over for a minute. We got something for you.
I don't think this ever happened in Burrow's life, being held to like the total offense of 142 yards.
No. Has he ever had a game since like third grade football where he didn't throw?
Probably not.
Yeah.
I mean, this dude, he's too talented.
Yeah.
And the Browns came in there. I think they had like 5 or 6 sacks in the game.
Yeah. Oh, I saw a couple of them where Burrows looked scared.
Yeah.
When they got through, and he didn't know what to do. He just dropped.
They held him to 3 yards per play.
Yeah.
That's right up there. The Dallas did the same exact thing.
Yeah.
They held the Giants 3 yards per play.
Yeah. Oh, quick question. Now, since we're talking about things that we saw last week, we kind of had a segment there at the end of last week where we discussed how we thought things were going to go in the divisions and the conferences and everything.
Yeah.
Did anything happen last week that would change your thinking or your direction?
Well,
like dramatically.
I got to put more stock into Cleveland.
How
they look.
Yeah.
Like Cleveland beating the Bengals, which I think I had the Bengals winning that division.
Yeah.
Or no. Did I have the Ravens?
Wait, you had the Ravens winning the division, like having a bounce back.
Yeah. Okay.
But I
think that I had Cleveland like fourth.
Yeah, I think you had Cleveland down a ways.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm rethinking that. I mean, Cleveland is much better than I thought.
Well, I think it was just adding Watson and getting rid of Mayfield.
Yeah, and that defense is
I remember when Watson came into the league, I thought he was going to be just like he was going to cement.
Oh yeah, I remember you talking to me about
as one of the better quarterbacks in the league, and then he ran into some legal problems and this and that, and then I thought, oh, he's done.
Yeah.
And then look, he might be back to actually show what I thought he was going to do to begin with. He might come back and do that. So yeah, Cleveland, they could end up making a run for that division.
Yeah, and also the Dolphins. I mean, I think I had the Dolphins second to the Bills, but I'm starting to think with how the Bills look and how the Dolphins look, that maybe I got that 1-2 wrong.
It very well could be. The Dolphins surprise everybody and win the division. And what would be truly astonishing is if, because they're going to have to play each other a couple of times and stuff.
Yeah.
If somehow Buffalo didn't even make the playoffs and the Dolphins were the only team representing that division, that would just be astonishing.
Oh, that would be.
Because I think almost everybody in football prior to the first game is like, Buffalo, Kansas City, AFC championship.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
Or at least something.
Or the Bengals were thrown in there too.
Some of the, but Buffalo was a top 3 team.
Oh, definitely. I agree with that.
Miami, Jacksonville, and the Chargers may have something to say.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely more like the Miami Dolphins. I think are going to have a lot to say about that. I think they're the most.
Absolutely.
Outside of those 3 that we talked about, I think that they're the most talented.
Yeah.
But now I think they might be even more talented than the Bills.
Yeah,
I know it's 1 week, but I just feel like they have that.
Yeah,
that offense.
It's that mojo thing you get, and
they're going to be hard to slow down.
If you get it rolling, it's hard to stop.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Cowboys defense. Once you get that thing rolling,
yeah.
Everybody's confidence, like you get what's called team confidence.
Yeah, and it's
more than just yourself. It's the whole team thinking nobody can stop us. And when you get to that point and you play that way,
I know
we could see that out of Miami.
And we're going to be talking about that in the future when the Cowboys go and play the Dolphins.
Oh,
that's going to be quite an explode, like probably the number 1 offense at that point versus probably the number 1 defense at that point.
I agree.
And it's going to be quite the matchup.
Yeah, for sure. Well, those are our spreads and how we think the games are going to go. Don't use our advice for investments, please. It's for entertainment only. Watch us through the season, though. If you start to see that we're picking a lot of winners, hey,
well then,
I mean, we can only bet with our eyes, basically. We call out what we think we see, and you know, we start to pick up on trends. But again, it's not. We're not telling you who to bet on. We're just saying
this is just our opinion.
Yeah, the way it's more for entertainment purposes. I would, you know, if you're gonna be betting out there, I would definitely do a lot of your own research and not just take people's word for it. Another thing I want to say, right now a lot of our equipment is not the greatest video equipment, and I'm going to try to add some new stuff so that the picture quality and stuff is better. As we get going more and we pick up more followers, we'll probably be doing some type of like contest or something down the road that will be interesting to, you know, for someone to win. I don't know exactly yet. I don't have any ideas what potential giveaways we have or things like that, but we'll make further announcements down the road. Did you want to add anything?
No, I mean,
just
go Cowboys.
We'll definitely
Let's get
go
it done.
Cowboys. Absolutely.
Let's get this win.
And I want to thank everybody for coming in and watching.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, and we will see you at this time next Friday. Later.